What's up, guys? This is Severin Steelsmith. Welcome to the first episode of my rig tips series. This is a series about, guitar rigs, setting up your rig, having a nice live rig, being organized. Just stuff that'll make your life easier when it comes to playing live in your rig and all that good stuff. It's a good idea to have something hard, like a hard shell case for stuff, so you can, if you have to load stuff up in a truck or any kind of environment, you're not as worried about getting everything dinged up, your controls messed with, that kind of thing. I also recommend you have a cabinet you bring that you're not worried about messing up. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, guys, so forgive the living room setup, but I keep this cab downstairs. Obviously this thing's beat to crap, has a lot of wear and tear on it. But that's a good thing, because I don't have to worry about, walking around and treating my 412 kid gloves when really, we're playing live and throwing stuff in trucks and cars and whatnot. So that's my first suggestion. Have a cab that sounds good, but that's already kind of, beat up. And this is snakeskin, which makes it even that much cooler. On the top, I actually have some pieces of colored electrical tape. Okay, and now what these are is I have all my main sort of cable connections, and they're all color coded. Now I have a label on them. So this is my effects loop, my send and return. This is my speaker. Okay, that's in red. Usually that's how they indicate that on the back of the cab and whatnot. And here's my MIDI connection and then power. And the reason why I have this on here, a lot of times in dark stages, you can't necessarily get to the back of your amp too easily. So here's just kind of like a general indication. I can plug my cables in on the back and just know without having to go behind my amp that I'm plugging it into the right thing. It's just, peace of mind. You can just set your stuff up, be a lot more quick, be more organized, have more time to tune, kind of get relaxed before you play, which means so much more than sitting here troubleshooting cables and stuff like that, especially if you're using an effects loop where you're running, like a send and return, so 2 cables to the pedal board, as well as your input on the front of the amp, and then your MIDI going to the pedal board. So I have many cables going to and from the pedal board, so it's just a lot easier to have all this stuff labeled. So that's a big thing. And the reason why they're the specific colors is I have the cables themselves labeled as well. So as you can see, I have some electrical tape on each one of these connections. So here's MIDI. This is obviously MIDI cable, but if we're going to do the whole labeling thing, we might as well just go for it. So MIDI, just to indicate this goes to the amp. Here's that. That goes in the front of the amp. And then I have my send and return jacks. Now, if you guys have played live, you've probably mixed these up if you used an effects loop before, and then what happens is you have no signal at all, and you kind of freak out. So that's happened to me before. I was tired of that. It happened once, never again. So better to just go and label these. Obviously this is send and this is return, so just make it idiot proof. That's the whole idea. What I do is basically when I'm setting up, I take my MIDI cable that goes to the foot switch right here, and I pop that in like there. Okay, I bury the cable through beneath some of the other cables. It's a pretty tight space, but I made it work. And then I also have my send and return jacks, so they go right here below this pedal. Perfect. And then here's my to the amp jack or cable being right there. So in those quick and easy steps, we are set up on the pedal board. I may make sure, just kind of go around and make sure all my cables are still connected. Like I said, when you're transporting stuff, you just never know what's going to come undone. So of course we have to hook up power and whatnot. But as far as my cable snake, all that stuff, makes stuff so much easier. So until next time, thanks for watching, guys.